Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level business English lesson. Today we're going to be continuing to talk about business meetings, learning how to give, ask for, and respond to opinions, how to disagree politely, and how to use the phrases me too and me neither. Alright, so is it common to disagree at meetings in your culture? So here we have four people from different countries. You can pause the video, read these on your own, or you can follow along as I read. So Akari from Japan says, "It is negative to disagree when you are in a group because it makes the other person lose face. So we are not very direct when we disagree. Sometimes we say, 'I'll think about it,' which really means no." Juan from Mexico, "Sometimes people think that disagreeing is rude, so we avoid it when possible." Lucas from Germany, "In my culture, people are honest and express when they disagree with something. We believe that it's important to debate." And Benji from the UK, "Before we disagree, we usually say something positive. Then we politely disagree." Alright, so what would you do in the following situations? Your boss suggests a new idea that you don't think will work. What would you do? And your boss makes a deadline and you don't think that you can meet the deadline. What would you do? And you can put your answers in the comments if you would like in order to generate some discussion. Alright, so we're going to read the beginning of an article about successfully disagreeing, and then once you've read, you can summarize what you read in your own words. Again, you can pause the video and try these on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Successful disagreement. Your opinions matter, so don't be afraid to share them with respect. The purpose of a meeting is to discuss topics and make decisions. That's why it's important for employees to state their opinions, even when they are different from the other opinions. Healthy disagreement is important to a successful organization. George Brown, a top CEO, shares his thoughts in his book, Disagreeing at Work. Stating your opinion during meetings, even if you disagree with someone, is important. You are there to share your point of view and help your company to reach the best solution. When there is no honest discussion, there is no progress. And you can answer the following questions. What is healthy disagreement? And the second part of the article will give some tips about how to successfully disagree in a meeting. What tips do you think the article will give? And again, you can answer these in the comments. Alright, so now you're going to match the heading to the tips in the second part of the article. Again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, or you can follow along as I read. So if you disagree in every situation, your colleagues might think you are a disagreeable person and start to care less about your opinions. So that would probably be choose the best times to disagree. Don't disagree when you are angry or emotional. That would probably be stay calm. Everyone has different knowledge and experience. Share your knowledge and experience without fear. That would be confident. It's important to respect your colleagues and their ideas. To show them that you value their opinion, it's helpful to say something positive about their thoughts before you say what you disagree with. Maybe show respect. And sometimes you need to agree to disagree. Maybe be ready to compromise. So remember, you're an important part of the company and that you have knowledge and experience that others value. Don't keep your opinions to yourself, says Brown. So it's important for managers to ask for the opinions of their employees in meetings. So unscramble these words to create a question. And again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, so the first one is, how do you feel about that? What do you think about that? Could you please share your thoughts? Or could you share your thoughts on that, please? So please can go before the main verb or at the end of the sentence. What is your opinion on the next steps? Is everyone in agreement? Can I get your input on that? And is there something you would like to add? All right, there are many ways to express your opinion, so use the phrase in the box to state your opinion about the ideas below. So company dress codes, getting an MBA, a master's in business, working from home, and a 4-day work week. And again, you can express your opinions using any of these phrases, and if you want to share those in the comments, that would be great. All right, so we're going to listen to Kira speak with Matt. We're going to listen to their conversation at work and notice if she agrees or disagrees and write down the expressions that she uses.
I think that we should spend more money on advertising. We need more people to know about our product.
I understand your point, Matt, but I'm afraid that's out of the question. At the moment, we need to save money. I'm sure we can think of a way to advertise without increasing our budget.
Okay, so what are Kira and Matt discussing? They're discussing the advertising budget. And what is Kira's opinion? She disagrees that they need to spend more on advertising. The expression that she uses, she says, I understand your point, but I'm afraid it's out of the question. All right, now listen to Kira's conversation with Eva at work. Note if she agrees or disagrees and write down the expressions that she uses.
I believe that we need to focus more on our existing customers and less on getting new customers. If we can get our customers to buy more from us, our sales can increase.
That makes sense, Eva. More than 50% of our sales come from repeat customers, and I think we can make that number even higher.
Okay, so they're discussing trying to increase sales with their existing customers. Eva thinks that they should focus on getting their existing customers to buy more, and Kira agrees with her because she says that makes sense. All right, now we're going to listen to Kira's conversation with Tim at work. Again, note if she agrees or disagrees and write down the expressions that she uses.
Tim, what did you think of the people who interviewed for the manager position?
I thought they were all good options, but I think that Chris is the best choice. He's very intelligent and has a strong academic background.
He does seem very intelligent, but I'm not sure that he has all the qualities that we need for the position. I think we should choose Antonio.
Okay, so what are Kira and Tim discussing? Well, they're discussing the candidates for the manager position. Who does Tim think they should choose for the manager position? He thinks that they should choose Chris. And who does Kira think they should choose? I forgot the name of the person. She says Antonio. And the way that she disagrees, she says, I'm not sure that. All right, now we're going to listen to Kira's conversation with Seth.
Seth, what's your opinion on the new app?
I love the design and all the features. But to be honest, I think there are too many notifications.
We're on the same page. Let's talk to the product team and see if there's a way to use fewer notifications.
All right, so what are Kira and Seth discussing? The new app. What is the problem with the app? There are too many notifications. Um, Kira agrees with Seth and she says we're on the same page. All right, so now read the dialogues and what do you think the meaning is of the expressions on board and on the same page? So let's have a show of hands. Who is on board with this idea? So what do you think have a show of hands means, and is this a good way to make a decision? So to have a show of hands, as you can see, they're like voting by raising their hands. On board is asking who agrees. And is this a good way to make a decision? I think it depends. If it's something maybe controversial, maybe people wouldn't want to let everyone else know how they're voting. So it may or may not be a good way to make a decision. It could be a good way to make a quick decision on something that's not very controversial. So we are out of time, but I don't think we're all on the same page yet. So let's have another meeting on Friday. And then on the same page is a way to say that you agree, and are you and your boss usually on the same page? So there are a lot of ways to politely disagree. Instead of disagreeing immediately, it's common to use an opening expression followed by but before disagreeing. So if, for example, I see what you mean, but I'm afraid I disagree. So I understand your point, but, and then one of these, or I'm sorry, but, and then one of these. So to express partial agreement, you can say, I agree with you up to a point, which just means you agree with some of what the person has said, but you don't agree completely. All right, so now we're going to talk about agreeing with so and neither. So expressions used to agree change depending on whether we're agreeing with a positive or a negative statement. So to agree with a positive statement, you can use so plus an auxiliary verb plus a pronoun. So I am tired, so am I. I like meetings, so do I. I can attend the meeting, so can I. So when the verb used is not an auxiliary verb, we use do when you agree. So like is not an auxiliary verb. So that's why we use do here. You can also say me too. I am tired, me too. I like meetings, me too. I can attend the meeting, me too. So to agree with a negative statement, you can use neither plus the auxiliary verb plus a pronoun. I am not going to the office, neither am I, or you could say me neither. I don't have time, neither do I, and I won't be here next week, neither will I. So again, when the verb used is not an auxiliary verb, you use do when you disagree. Expressions used to disagree also change depending on whether we are disagreeing with a positive or negative statement. So I am happy with the presentation. I am not. I finished my report. I did not. I will be at the conference. I will not. So this is in the past tense. I finished. So we use did, the past tense of do. So to disagree with a negative statement, use a pronoun plus an auxiliary verb. I am not working tonight. I am. I don't want to go. I do. I can't attend the meeting. I can. So again, we use a form of do when the verb is not an auxiliary verb. All right, so look at the examples of the people agreeing and disagreeing. So I enjoy business meetings, so do I. Or I don't. I don't have any meetings today, Neither do I, or I do. So now you can agree or disagree with the statements below, and then remember you need to decide if it is a positive or negative statement and if you agree or disagree. And these will change depending on your personal opinions, so you can feel free to um, write your answers in the comments. All right, discussing meeting protocol. Your company is trying to improve meeting productivity. Read your colleagues' ideas and state whether you agree or disagree. And the vocabulary word is productivity, the rate at which a company produces work. So Django says, I think that we should limit the length of all meetings to 30 minutes. And Mubiru says, I strongly believe that the time of meetings makes a big difference in productivity. Research shows that midweek, early afternoon meetings are the most productive. In my opinion, we should only have meetings then. Lola says, let's use more video conferencing so that employees don't have to be in the office for every meeting. And Nanso says, personally, I think we should have all meetings standing up. This will encourage us to move quickly and focus on the most important things. Brandy says, sometimes I am working very hard and I have to stop to go to a status update meeting. I think that we could send status updates via email and avoid status update meetings. And Abel says, I'm certain that if we create and distribute the meeting agendas before the meeting, our meetings will be a lot more productive. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave your comments. Feel free to support us on Buy Me a Coffee, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.